to say how it will be fought, but I can only give you how it should be fought. Firstly, the Kargil war, if you remember, we had a very limited objective. We had a defined objective. The war was, the aim of the war was very easy to define. It was very difficult to fight. It was very, very difficult to get to the objective, but the objective was known. The war was fought on our territory. The enemy had come and captured our territory. We had to take the territory back. So it was a war which was limited to that particular area, and we never opened up the war beyond Kargil. So the objective was very well defined, the aim was very clear, and the forces were mustered to do that. It was difficult terrain and very difficult terrain and very intensive war where we suffered intensive casualties, high rate of casualties. So that was the war, Kargil war. But it was a war of ultimate bravery by the units. It was fought at unit level. Our units fought it. I mean, there was no strategic move, there was no strategic maneuvering, there was no, I would say, grand strategy. If we have to now fight a war, the aim of the war would be what? We have to think of it. No, the objective of the war. The aim of the war is to bring Pakistan to a situation, to a negotiating table where it is on our terms and conditions, and either Pakistan completely agrees to eliminate the terrorism from its own territory and eliminate all support of terrorism which is providing to us, and also to resolve the J&K issue once for all. If the objective is like that, then probably I'm of the opinion that war cannot be limited to POK. Why should India go to POK? Why should it suffer more casualties? It's difficult terrain, he's prepared, we are face to face, he's also ready, we are also ready. Why should we suffer casualty? We have massive superiority over Pakistan in terms of air power, in terms of naval power, in terms of mechanized power. We have these forces which are much more superior and where we have much more quick results. Quick results, when I say, does not mean that the result is ready, but when we draw him to battle, we not only inflict casualties on him, but we will inflict heavy economic casualties on him, because he would have to mobilize his forces, he will have to use his mechanized forces, mobilization, his air power if he mobilizes whatever limited navy he has got, he is going to incur heavy expenditure in terms of economy. No? So the war, next war, and this war, and India must fight, because you see, in last 30 years, he had not come to negotiating table. The Kargil war doesn't lead him to negotiating table. He never came there for any negotiation. He never made any concession. He had captured our territory. We threw him back. We captured our territory. In this case, the war will be fought on our terms and conditions. The war will be fought on the terrain of Pakistan. The war will, if we fight a war, the war will be against his strategic strength, against his strategic objectives, against his strategic power so the war, next war will be very, very intense war. It will be across the front if India has to fight. If India has to avoid casualties, own casualties, then it has to fight across the frontier, draw him closer to the IB, hit his strategic objective which are in the close proximity, whether it is township, whether it is there, whatever it is there, I don't want to name them. So the war, next war, if at all, and which India must, if at all, though I'm using because I'm not the decision maker, but India must, because there is no other way. Otherwise, our generations have suffered. 3 generations have suffered over the last 70 years in the name of, Pakistan saying it is 2 nations and J&K's unfinished agenda. What I'm saying is, this agenda must finish on our terms and conditions, and we must take POK. If we go to war, we will suffer. We will also suffer economically. We will also have some casualty, but we can withstand that. And in the next war, we must diminish his military power. Remember, in Kargil, we did not diminish his military power. His aircraft remained intact. His mechanized forces remained intact. his artillery, bulk of artillery remained intact. We only captured and demolished, threw him away from our territory, killed his people. We need to destroy his military power, his mechanized forces, his air forces, his naval capability. When we do that, then the next war will be different, and probably there will be a long, long time, like the Second World War ended, and Europe did not have major war for a long, long time. That sort of a result we got to achieve, which results into his military leadership being overthrown by its political leadership, and its political leadership sees the day of the light and comes to a negotiating table and agrees to the terms and conditions which India wants. So the next war, if we fight, will be much different than, it should be different than Kargil. It should not be limited. It should not be limited to an area. It should not be area-centric. It should be broad-centric in drawing his major military power and destroying the military power.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I am a victim of terrorism. I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism, it believes in violence, it believes in killings, it believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war. And it believes in impeace. Pakistan.
$13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
हर भारतीय का खून आतंकी हमले की तस्वीरों को देखकर खौल रहा है।
इंडिया विल आइडेंटिफाई, ट्रैक एंड पनिश every terrorist. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
Our country has once again come under threat, and we've been through this so many times. There are enemies against the country working all over to stop India's progress. We want this to be a Viksit Bharat. It will be a Viksit Bharat. But what about the cohesion and unity of our country? Is there a single forum where we unite together? The only solution is to make the enemy understand that we are so united in our collective resolve that we will take on anyone, any individual, any politician, any political party, any group that comes in the way of our nation. And I'm calling upon all nationalist Indians to have the faith in the Republic Media Network, to have the faith in me to bring together the nationalist collective. The nationalist collective is an idea that will bring us together and make sure that the world knows that we are here to make our mark. We will never be run over.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
Sir, fans हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना?
नए वाले नहीं करते. And they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me आए तो और
Cricket fans.
MDH की देगी मिर्च, देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का. MDH की देगी मिर्च.
I am a victim of terrorism. I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism, it believes in violence, it believes in killings, it believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war.
Is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
And thank you for tuning in. You're watching Live and Breaking at 1 p.m. I'm Soesha Samant. In this edition, we continue to get you the latest on the border situation, how our forces are on high alert, and a spooked Pakistan that is resorting to desperate changes. That and much more. First, a quick check of the headlines we're tracking. Amid sleepless nights in Islamabad, Pakistan appoints ISI Chief Asim Malik as new National Security Advisor. Major revelation in NIA probe: 4 OGWs played a crucial role in assisting Pakistani terrorists with reconnaissance ahead of the terror attack. Indian Navy conducts mega surface and subsurface exercise in Arabian Sea. Exercise to continue till 2nd May. BSF troops in collaboration with Punjab Police recovered a substantial cache of arms and ammunition and grenades in Amritsar. As India-Pakistan tensions escalate, Republic reports from the border frontline. And well, the devastating Pahalgam attack that claimed 26 lives has resulted in fear among the residents at border areas of the North District of Kashmir. Now, the rising tension that has compelled the people of Karna, Keran, Marshal, Budnamal, Kumkadi, Marsari, Chaukibal and other places to prepare for the worst. The people in these areas have begun cleaning and repairing underground bunkers to cope with any potential eventuality due to rising tension between the two nuclear armed neighbors. In fact, my colleague Harsha, who's filed this ground report from the Indo-Pak border in Nambla block, where residents have made single bunkers to shelter a family of more than 6 people. Here's that report.
Right now I'm reporting from the forward post of the Indo-Pak border, and it's very important to show this area because we are not going to reveal exactly the place and how far our army and our soldiers have been deployed because of the security concerns. But yes, whatever we are going to talk about right now is about the security, is about the safety measures and the preparedness, that how civilians and the Kashmiris have been preparing themselves, because this is the LoC area and the forward post, and the first village of India from this forward post is Nambla. Is Nambla village. Is in the Dungi. It's in the Dungi block, which comes under the Rajouri district. Behind me, I'll ask my camera person Gaurav to show you. Behind me is the LoC, and it's the forward post. And if we talk about the entire border area, which starts in this region, is from Changar to Lam to Pir Badesar to Tek to Biji to Mender to Pooch. Then it goes to Lauren, then to Mandi, then to Gulmarg, then to Uri, then to Tangdar in Kupwara. And the LoC right now, the visuals in our screen, the LoC which we are showing you right now, behind that LoC is the Pakistan Swana village. And that is the reason why the villagers are continuously talking about the safety, the security of themselves, that why they have to be prepared, that in case of the cross firing, they are the first ones, the first village which will be affected. And that is the reason they have already started preparing community bunkers. They have started preparing single bunkers. Right now, if I talk about this, the Muhammad Hussein's family, and this is the actual house of Muhammad Hussein and his brother. There are almost 12 to 15 people in the family, including brother, wife, and the number of children. But if we talk about the bunker, just next to this house, the bunker, Muhammad Hussein has constructed this single bunker, and the single bunker can only shelter family member. The family, which consists of almost 5 to 6, can only be sheltered here in this bunker. If we talk about the strength of this bunker, it is said that they have made it with concrete, sand and steel. And therefore, if we talk about the height of this bunker, it's almost 7 foot. If we talk about the length and about the width of this bunker, it is almost 3.5 and 2.5 meters. But yes, they have already shifted their sofas, they have shifted their bed, they have shifted their everything inside this bunker, so that in case of crossfire shelling, just when the firing will start, they will move from their house and they will immediately come to this bunker. Right now I'm showing you this bunker. This is bunker which is ready to live, the bunker which is ready to stay. We see Muhammad Hussein here inside this bunker. We see there's a bed, there's a table, there's a sofa, there's a almirah. However, they are very scared because the population of this village is 5,000. There are 3,000 voters, and the number of bunkers is extremely less as compared to the number of people. Hussein ji, आप लोग को इस बात का खतरा है, इस बात का डर है कि बंकर बहुत कम है, और अभी यहाँ पे आपने अपने परिवार के लिए तो बना दिया है, लेकिन गांव की आबादी बहुत है।
सर, तो अगर हमको बहुत, हमारा परिवार, हमारे रिश्तेदार हैं जो गांव में, उनके लिए भी बैंकर कोई नहीं, बहुत कम बैंकर है सर। हमको बहुत डर है, माहौल ख़राब हो चुका है दोनों बॉर्डरों, पाकिस्तान हिंदुस्तान की बॉर्डरों में, तो हम बहुत लोग डरते हैं।
तो हुसैन जी, अभी पहलगाम अटैक के बाद आप लोग के गाँव में क्या माहौल है, महिलाओं में, बच्चों में? आप तो गाँव के पंच हैं, आप लोग सब आपस में बैठते हैं, तो अभी क्या स्थिति है? क्योंकि पाकिस्तान का पहला गांव एकदम नज़दीक है, LoC बिल्कुल यही, बिल्कुल
नज़दीक है सर। रात को लोग सोते भी नहीं, डरते बैठे रहते हैं, बच्चे भी डरे हुए हैं, बहुत सहने हुए हैं कि क्या कब क्या हो जाएगा।
So this is the bunker, single bunker. We call it single bunker. The Kashmiris, the civilians call it single bunker because it can only shelter one family, not more than one family. And this is how the bunker has been constructed. They say they are very scared in Nambla. There are almost 12 bunkers, but there is a need of more than 20-30 bunkers, because if we talk about this village is at the edge. That when the cross firing will happen, this will be the first village to face the shelling and will be the first village to face any consequences when the attack will happen or if the attack happens. Harsha Chandwani along with video journalist Gaurav from Nambla, from Dongi block, from Rajouri district.
And we now cut across to more breaking news coming in. We are learning of how the Navy and after the Navy Coast Guard that has now increased patrolling in the northwestern region. Now, according to sources, patrolling that has been heightened along the international maritime boundary line. Layered surface surveillance that has been initiated by the Coast Guard that has increased patrolling along the international border. Those are the pictures on your screens of the Coast Guard and the Indian Navy performing a joint drill. And after the Navy, it is the Coast Guard that has now heightened patrolling in the northwestern region. Sources tell us that patrolling has increased along the international maritime boundary line. Let me cut across to Shavan, who has further details on the same. He joins us from the newsroom. Shavan.
Well, after the Navy, now you have the Indian Coast Guard joining the Indian Navy to carry out multiple drills. Now, apart from the drill that is being carried out, the latest that we are picking up from our sources within the Indian Coast Guard is the fact that there has been an increased surveillance in the northwestern region, particularly along the international maritime boundary. Now, what's important to point out here are two things. As far as the layered surveillance that has basically been initiated, because they're basically looking at whether at all there is any sort of crossover by the Pakistani fishermen, because that happens quite frequently, number one. Number two, the offshore patrolling vessels that are now being utilized by the Indian Coast Guard to increase the surveillance. However, we are not in a position right now to disclose what the layered surveillance essentially does indicate. But having said that, what we can confirm is that along with the joint drill that is now being carried out, which again, remember, it's not very far away from the military exercise that is being carried out by the Pakistani Navy, the Indian Navy is carrying out this entire exercise over the next few days. Along with it, they're being augmented by the Indian Coast Guard, who have also now joined this entire exercise.
All right, Sean, many thanks for getting us those details. Moving on, 10 days after the brutal Pahalgam attack, the NIA chief has reached the Baisaran Meadows to take a review of the situation and submit a final report today. NIA chief is accompanied by 2 IGs, 1 DIG and the local SSP. High-level teams are conducting on-ground assessment and holding briefings with the local police and intelligence units in a local hotel at Pahalgam. Here's that report.
NIA chief is in the Kashmir Valley and here he has reached to Pahalgam. He's being accompanied by 2 IGs, 1 DIG and SSP rank officer. There are marathon meetings going on here at the Pahalgam, where from my Vijay Mubashir is showing you the visuals. This is Pahalgam, where the marathon meetings were carried by NIA chief. The high-level team conducts on-ground assessment and holds briefings with the local police and the intelligence units here in the local hotel at Pahalgam. NIA teams overseen by the senior officers intensified the search for evidence, examining eyewitnesses and interrogating overground workers and arrested terrorists from the groups like LET and HM. As far as the NIA chief's visit to Pahalgam is concerned, he also held meetings here with the Jammu and Kashmir police to strengthen joint efforts in combating terrorism and dismantling support structures that aid such activities. Meanwhile, we are picking that the NIA has already identified 14 local terrorists aged between 20 to 40 affiliated with Pakistan-backed terror outfits who were providing the logistic support to foreign terrorists involved in the Pahalgam attack. As far as the NIA chief's visit is concerned, we are saying it is going to be a day-long visit. He has also visited the attack site, and again the NIA is taking the samples. They are again doing the recce of this, and we are also picking that the satellite phones have also been recovered. Earlier, these who carried this attack, the terrorists, have also carried a recce in Aru before Baisaran, Aru, Chandanmari and other places, but due to the highest security measures found on the ground, they changed the venue from these locations to Baisaran. In Baisaran, 26 people lost their life and 17 got injuries.
And well, amid escalating tensions along the LoC and international border, farmers in the border town of Arnia have advanced their harvest by 2 to 4 weeks. Farmers in Arnia international border have braved the uncertainty and reaped their crops early. Getting you all the details in this report.
With the tense situation prevailing along the borders of the country, with Pakistan resorting to ceasefire violation and cross-border firing on every single day from the last 1 week, the farmers are the real sufferers. The farmers have now decided that they will expedite the process, and in last 1 week they have harvested their crops. Right now we are in the Aranya sector of the international border in Jammu, where you will see that these farmers, they have got their crop packed, and now it will be sent to the respective mandis and the areas so that they can send it before any eventuality. Now the crops are being loaded to the vehicle that will be sent to the government facility. This has been expedited by at least 3 to 4 weeks by the locals, as the situation that prevails here on the international border is concerning for the locals, because they do not know what lies next for them. These bags are being loaded and they will be sent to their next destination. The locals, they want to ensure that this process is completed at an earliest, because hundreds and thousands of such bags are lying at the houses of these villagers in the Arnia village of Jammu international border, and they want this to be expedited at an earliest time.
गेहूं की फसल का जो काम रहता था ये 15 मई तक कंप्लीट होता था और ये मंथ हमारा पूरा जाता था, बट इस बार अप्रैल लास्ट में तकरीबन सारा कंप्लीट हो गया बॉर्डर, और आज हम लोग अपनी फसल यहाँ से उठा के जहाँ जहाँ भेजनी है, जिस गवर्नमेंट के दायरे में भेजनी है या वेंडर के पास भेजनी है, आज वहाँ जाएगी ये। तो आज की डेट में गवर्नमेंट के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिला के चलने के लिए बॉर्डर का हर किसान रेडी है।
So everyone is ready. That is what the former Sarpanch is saying. Important to mention that this area has been prone to the Pakistani shelling, a direct shelling from the Pakistani side, because Pakistan always resort to targeting the civilians. But these civilians have ensured here at the Aranya international border that they are not a government's weakness. They want to ensure that they keep a step forward. They are a step ahead of every decision that the government takes, and they are not liability, and that's why they are winding up their crop harvesting and sending it to the facilities at an earliest.
And well, with tensions rising with Pakistan on an everyday basis, India is keeping its forces ready at the borders. In fact, the Indian Army showing its prowess. Watch this video.
Ferocious at your first sight, you lead by your birthright. You born to lead and born to fight. You are born to win with all your might. You're a tank man, you're a tank man. Be proud to be a tank man.
And well, Jammu and Kashmir schools in border areas have begun special classes for students. In fact, students are being made aware of safety in case of any border shelling that happens. Getting you details in this report.
In the Aranya sector of the Jammu international border, the students are being taught. They are being taught that how to respond to any situation that arises out of the firing from across the border. Right now, we are at the Indo-Pakistan international border, and here in this class, you will see that the teachers are telling the students that how to go ahead with the case there is a firing from across the border. We will disturb them and we'll take a minute from them. Sir, आपसे 1 मिनट लेंगे. आप लगातार बच्चों को बताते हैं, हम आपके पास आए, आप बता रहे हैं. क्या चीज़ें जो हैं आपको रेगुलर बेसिस पे बच्चों को बताई जाती हैं क्योंकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा का इलाका है?
सर, जैसे आपने पहले बोल दिया कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा का इलाका है, तो यहाँ पे अक्सर फायरिंग होती रहती है. यहाँ के लोग जो हैं पहले से ही इससे अवगत हैं कि ये फायरिंग जो है जो हमारे लिए बहुत हार्मफुल है, क्योंकि कई बार हमारे यहाँ पे कैजुअलिटी हो चुकी हैं. जो आपको नया तरीका नहीं है, नया कोई नई चीज़ नहीं है, तो यहाँ पे हम अक्सर बच्चों को ये बताते हैं कि बेटा इन केस फायरिंग होती है तो आपने अपने आप को सबसे पहले बचाना है. बचाने का एक ही नज़रिया, अगर आप अपने क्लासरूम में हो तो क्लासरूम में अगर आप फायरिंग हो रही है तो आप कंफर्म करना कि विंडो आपकी बंद है, ऑलरेडी बंद है, इट्स ओके. अदरवाइज लेट जाओ, जैसे थोड़ा सा समय मिले विंडो बंद कीजिए, और थोड़ा सा मौका मिले तो हमारे पास सर बंकर है तो उस बंकर में चले जाते हैं.
बंकर में चले जाएं. कुछ बच्चों से बात करते हैं. बेटा, आपसे मैं पहले भी पूछा था, आप बताइए क्या क्या आप लोगों को बताया गया?
सर, यही बताया गया है कि जैसे ही मतलब कि फायरिंग होती है हमें नीचे लेट जाना चाहिए, अगर मौका मिले तो बंकर में चले जाना चाहिए.
बंकर में जाना चाहिए. आपके स्कूल में भी बंकर है?
यस सर.
जब फायर होगा तो उस तरफ जाना है, आपको बताया गया बंकर किस तरफ है?
यस सर.
तो देखिए बच्चों को दे हैव बीन टॉट दैट वेयर द एक्चुअली बंकर इज, व्हाट दे, हाउ दे हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू द सिचुएशन, बिकॉज दीज आर द क्लास 8 क्लास 9 स्टूडेंट्स दोज हु हैव कम, सो दे आर अवेयर. दे कैन नॉट ओनली टेक देमसेल्व्स टू द बंकर बट also can help others to go to that side. I'll request Sarjeevan to come out of this class because see, this is a border area and here the bunkers also play a very important role. Right now as Sarjeevan moves out of this class, you will see that we are in open, and the international border, the Indo-Pakistan international border is not that far from this area. And now as we march toward this side, you will see a bunker. This is on the almost an underground bunker. Reason being that if the bunker is above the ground, it can be the potential target of the adversary. But these are the underground bunkers that have been made here by the school authorities, by the school education department, and these bunkers, they have not been closed. These bunkers are wide open, that in case of any contingency, because there have been cross-border violations that are taking place, these are the bunkers. And this comes not only there's a place to secure, but also a message that every battle is won before it is fought. So it is the courage and the determination that ensures that this battle is won. And now as we enter, this is a big hall that is here, 2 halls that have been set up, because this school has a capacity of roughly around 100-150 students that have to be accommodated here. So on one side it's this side, and also to ensure that there is no even the sprinters can enter. These are the sort of the metal windows that have been put here by the authorities, so that any attempt of the adversary to inflict the damage or casualties to the school students can be foiled. And as we move this side, this has an exit as well. So in case that they need to leave from this side, they can also leave. So this is the kind of the structures that have been made, and these structures that are here, these structures are self-sufficient and strong enough to tackle any situation. Because if you see this side, this is more than a feet's strong or length that has been given to these bunkers by the authorities, so that the children's precious lives can be saved at a time of Pakistan's aggression, the unprovoked aggression.
And well, amid the escalating tension between India and Pakistan, Niranjan now joins us in the studio to explain to us how the Navy is holding firing drills in the Arabian Sea. Over to you, Niranjan.
Thank you for that. There is an intense India-Pakistan face-off in the Arabian Sea. And this is as naval posturing heats up of both India and Pakistan, and the tensions between both nations have found a new flashpoint, and that is in the Arabian Sea. The Indian Navy is currently, as we speak, conducting live firing drills in the Arabian Sea off the coast of Porbandar. And this is off the coast of Gujarat. And these exercises, the naval exercises, involve a full spectrum of naval capabilities, including surface-to-surface missile launches, gunnery practice, underscoring India's intent to maintain a robust maritime posture in the region. Now, these drills are being carried out as part of a planned naval readiness operation and are aimed at enhancing combat preparedness, joint operational coordination in the Arabian Sea, and that's the message that our Navy is sending out. what is most interesting is the proximity. Look at the proximity of India's position vis-a-vis Pakistan's own concurrent naval exercises, which are around the same region. And Indian naval units are reported to be holding their drills about 85 nautical miles from the area where Pakistan naval forces are conducting live fire maneuvers of their own. Now, this close distance between the two sets of operations has also heightened alert levels in both India and Pakistan, with both countries using the opportunity to signal maritime dominance, strategic deterrence. But Pakistan Navy is no match for India in either the capabilities or the sheer might, the number of submarines, frigates, anything, resources. Our Navy is far, far superior, and that is why this naval face-off in the Arabian Sea adds a maritime dimension to the long-standing India-Pakistan rivalry, which has traditionally played out across land and air domains. And as India expands its maritime strategy in the Indo-Pacific region, for example, and Pakistan strengthens ties with its allies like China, which is giving it arms now, the Arabian Sea now becomes a fast emerging, a critical theater of military signaling. And for now, the maneuvers remain drills. Drills for now, live firing drills, second time in the last 1 week. But the tension they symbolize is very, very real. Back to you for now.
Right, Niranjan, many thanks for getting us those details. And we also tell our viewers of how, as tensions continue to escalate across the border, India's military superiority over Pakistan, like how Niranjan also said, is becoming more evident than ever. In fact, in this explosive episode by Lieutenant General Raj Shukla, who offered an unfiltered analysis of how India's modernized and combat-ready armed forces are systematically overpowering Pakistan's weakening military infrastructure. Take a look at this report.
It's been a week since the gruesome, dastardly, cowardly attack in Pahalgam of the 22nd of April, which was enabled by the dog whistling of General Asim Munir on the 16th of April. And we've all seen that. In the week since, a lot of stuff has happened. Just yesterday, we saw the Prime Minister chairing a meeting with the Honorable Raksha Mantri, the NSA, the CDS, and the three service chiefs. So let us now take a view on what the likely state of play is. Well, one thing is clear, that Pakistan has thrown down the gauntlet at us. It is challenging our secular fabric, our democratic flow, the return of normalcy to Jammu and Kashmir. It has challenged Bharat and its Bharatiyata. It is also clear that the response to this is going to be potent, calibrated, surgical, and powerful. Now, in the bevy of measures that have been taken, from the Indus Water Treaty to cancellation of visas, so on and so forth, to me it does appear that the response will be led, at the forefront of the response will be calibrated military kinetics. Pakistan will feel the brunt of India's military power. Now, this calibrated military kinetics could take various forms across domains: land, sea, air, EW, space, cyber. It will be applied across the escalatory ladder, where there are numerous options. There are as many instruments, from special forces to air power to perhaps a blockade. There will also be a very careful choice of the target array. It could be training camps, it could be launch pads of terror, it could be Pakistan ISI installations, and the Pakistan Army itself, because this time the architect-in-chief is nobody else than General Asim Munir. In my view, the Indian armed forces are broad, they are deep, and they have a wide array of instruments at their disposal. Just look at the air dimension. We have the S-400, which has a range of 600 kilometers. The Pakistanis, even if they have the latest version of the HQ-9 surface-to-air missile, has a range of just 300 kilometers. The Rafale is a 4.5 generation aircraft with Astra beyond visual range missiles, 100 kilometers. The Scalp, the Meteor. The F-16 is only 4th generation. Look at the naval domain. The number of combatant vessels that we have is close to 300, 294. The Pakistanis barely get past the 100 mark. We have 2 aircraft carriers, he has none. We have number of submarines, those which are nuclear powered. We have the sea leg of the nuclear triad. The Pakistan doesn't have this. Let's not go into the land domain where our tanks, 4,000 to 2,000. Artillery pieces, 3 times more of the Pakistanis. So not only in terms of the orchestration of the power, the calibrated military kinetics, but also in bean count. We have a huge lead. Let me also say from another military metric, from the standpoint of another military metric, we retain the ability to control what is known as escalatory dominance in the land, sea, air, conventional, and even the nuclear domain. It's also time to call the schoolboy bluff of the Pakistanis with regarding to their brandishing these nuclear weapons. See, we will not go by the red lines that they tell us that these are the red lines. We know what their red lines are, and we will so orchestrate the battle so as to keep it below the threshold of the nuclear dimension. So I think in sum, the Pakistanis have committed a grievous error in that gruesome, dastardly assault where they fell so low that they resorted to religious terror, communal terror, religious targeting, where, honeymoons were turned into funerals, where fathers were gunned down to death in front of their sons. This is a big challenge for India and its statecraft. And I have little doubt that this time Pakistan will feel the might and potency of Indian military power being unleashed on them. Thank you.
सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप
हर भारतीय का खून आतंकी हमले की तस्वीरों को देखकर खौल रहा है।
India will identify, track and punish every terrorist. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Yesu Bharadwaj, and the Indian Navy continues its exercise in the Arabian Sea simultaneously as the Pakistan Navy also is continuing its exercise in its waters. We're tracking the details for you very closely, but first here are your headlines. Amid sleepless nights in Islamabad, Pakistan appoints ISI Chief Asim Malik as new National Security Advisor. Major revelation in NIA probe. 4 overground workers played a crucial role in assisting Pakistani terrorists with a record ahead of the terror attack. Indian Navy conducts mega surface and subsurface exercise in the Arabian Sea. Exercise to continue till the 2nd of May. BSF troops in collaboration with Punjab Police recovered a substantial cache of arms, ammunition and grenades in Amritsar. As India-Pakistan tensions escalate, Republic reports from the border's frontline. Viewers, the countdown has begun and India's military might is on high alert. The tri-services have been given a free hand by Prime Minister Modi to retaliate against Pakistan following the dastardly Pahalgam terror strike. With its formidable arsenal, cutting-edge technology and battle-hardened forces, India is poised to deliver a crushing response to Pakistan's state-sponsored terrorism. Take a look at this.
कश्मीर के पहलगाम में हुए आतंकी हमले के बाद भारत पाकिस्तान को करारा जवाब देगा और इस बात से पाकिस्तान डरा हुआ है, सहमा हुआ है, पाकिस्तान के पसीने छूट रहे हैं। उसके पीछे की वजह है इतिहास, भारत के शौर्य का इतिहास, भारत के विजय का इतिहास। और आज उसी इतिहास की एक बानगी हम दिखाने जा रहे हैं आपको। मैं इस वक्त जहां खड़ा हूं, जिस टैंक पर खड़ा हूं, ये एक टैंक है। ये एक टैंक है। 1965 के जंग में पाकिस्तान की तरफ से पैटर्न टैंक का इस्तेमाल किया गया था और उस टैंक को कैसे बर्बाद कर दिया गया, यही वो टैंक है। और ये दरअसल असल उत्तर की लड़ाई हुई थी। असल उत्तर गांव है पंजाब के असल उत्तर की लड़ाई में भारतीय सेना ने शौर्य का परिचय देते हुए, बहादुरी का परिचय देते हुए पाकिस्तानी टैंकों को तबाह कर दिया था और कब्रगाह बना दिया था। तो मैं इस टैंक को दिखाऊं से पहले आपको दिखाता हूं, ये वो गांव है। दरअसल असल उत्तर गांव में ही खेमकरण सेक्टर के पास असल उत्तर गांव, जहां पर पाकिस्तानी सैनिक पहुंच गए थे और उस वक्त टैंक लेकर, ये टैंक अमेरिकी टैंक उस वक्त का सबसे एडवांस टैंक होता था और उस टैंक का बहादुरी से सामना किया। खेमकरण सेक्टर पार करते हुए यहाँ तक असल उत्तर तक पहुँच गया था पाकिस्तानी सेना का जो टुकड़ा समूह है। और उस रेजिमेंट के साथ साथ करीब 250 टैंक था, बेहद आधुनिक टैंक। और इन टैंकों का इस्तेमाल उस समय अमेरिका करता था और उस एडवांस टैंक को पाकिस्तान को दिया गया था। और हमारी सेना के पास सेंचुरियन टैंक्स थे, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के वक्त के टैंक्स। और तब भी आप समझिए कि ये जो युद्ध स्थल असल उत्तर का, वहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा नुकसान उठाना पड़ा और अब तक की सबसे बड़ी जीत मानी जाती है। पंजाब के खेमकरण सेक्टर में जब तारीख 8 सितंबर 1965 को पाकिस्तान ने सबसे बड़ा हमला बोला था, उसकी बख्तरबंद और इन्फेंट्री डिवीजन ब्यास नदी पर बने पुलों की ओर आगे बढ़ रही थी और उनके लक्ष्य थे अमृतसर, जालंधर और फिर अंत में दिल्ली पर कब्जा करना। इस हमले में सबसे बड़ी ताकत यही वो टैंक थे जो पैटर्न टैंक है जिसे हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। सबसे बड़ी ताकत यही थे। पैटर्न टैंक का मुकाबला करने वाले 3री कैवलरी रेजिमेंट के उस वक्त मेजर विक्रमादित्य थे। और इन सब के बावजूद, ये तमाम जो टैंक है उसके बावजूद युद्ध में पाकिस्तान को करारी हार इसलिए हुई क्योंकि हमारी सेना की शौर्य, हमारी सेना की बहादुरी थी, जिसके आगे ये तमाम आधुनिक टैंक टिक नहीं पाए। पाकिस्तानी सेना को शुरुआती सफलता तो मिली थी उस वक्त जब खेमकरण सेक्टर पर कब्जा कर लिया, लेकिन रणनीतिक तौर पर भारतीय सेना ने चक्रव्यूह रचा और यही असल उत्तर को बैटलफील्ड बनाते हुए इन टैंकों की घेराबंदी की। सैनिक गन्ने के खेत में छिप गए थे और उसके बाद सुबह 9 सितंबर को पाकिस्तानी टैंक को इस जाल में फंसा लिया था। यहाँ पाकिस्तानी सेना में खलबली तब मच गई जब इस टैंक को तबाह किया जाने लगा। और आपको बता दें कि 97 टैंक, कुल 97 टैंक नष्ट हुए थे और 97 टैंक जो नष्ट हुए थे उनमें से 72 पैटर्न टैंक, इस तरह के पैटर्न टैंक 72 थे जिसे नष्ट किया गया था। और आज भी इसे विजय के प्रतीक के तौर पर, जीत के प्रतीक के तौर पर यहाँ रखा गया है असल उत्तर में, और इसके आगे भिखीविंड में भी इस तरह के टैंक रखे गए हैं। और ये बताता है कि हमारी शौर्य, हमारे विजय गाथा कितनी बड़ी है। यहाँ ये 5 टैंकों का सिर्फ भारत को नुकसान हुआ था, 32 टैंकों को चालू हालत में हमने कब्जे में ले लिया था और 72 टैंकों को तो कब्रगाह हमने बना दिया था। 97 टैंक्स कुल तबाह हुए थे, जिसमें 72 पैटर्न टैंक्स थे। वो पैटर्न टैंक जो अमेरिकी आर्मी इस्तेमाल करती थी 1952 से, और इसमें टैंक M48 था जिसमें 90 mm मेन गन, ये मेन गन जो है आपको ये जो हम दिखा रहे हैं ये वाला हिस्सा, ये 90 mm मेन गन था। इसके अलावा इसमें .50 कैलिबर ब्रॉइंग मशीन गन एंड .30 कैलिबर M73 मशीन गन था। लेटर वर्जन जो बाद में वर्जन आया इस टैंक का M60 मेन गन ऑफ 105 mm जो लाया गया। इसके 3 अलग अलग मॉडल थे, M47, M48, M60। लेकिन इतने अत्याधुनिक टैंक को भी हमारी सेना ने 1965 की जंग में तबाह कर दिया था और कब्रगाह बना दिया गया। असल उत्तर को माना जाता है पैटर्न टैंक का कब्रगाह, और ऐसे कई पैटर्न टैंक भिखीविंड में रखे गए हैं। वहाँ की भी तस्वीरें हम आपको दिखाएंगे। और यही वजह है कि आज पाकिस्तान थर थर काँप रहा है। तो ये वो विजय गाथा है। उसे पता है कि पाकिस्तान को पता है कि भारतीय सेना ने अगर बर्बाद करने की ठान ली पाकिस्तान को तो बर्बाद होकर रहेगा।
Viewers, in fact, not just the Navy, Coast Guard has also increased the patrolling in the northwestern region. As per sources, patrolling has been increased along the international maritime boundary line by the Coast Guard of India. India continuously at it when it comes to showing its naval prowess. The Indian Navy, while it's carrying a drill in the Arabian Sea, now the Coast Guard has also joined in and is carrying cross drills in collaboration with the Indian Navy. Viewers, with tensions rising with Pakistan each day, India is keeping its forces ready at the borders. The Indian Army shows its prowess. Take a look at this video.
You joyride, you take the fight, bring laurels to the countryside. Enough brave dose of tank man. You're a brave man, you're a tank man. Be proud to be a tank man. Be proud to be a tank man. There's no one like a tank man. There's no one like a
Viewers, the devastating Pahalgam attack that claimed the lives of 26 innocents has resulted in fear among the residents of border areas in northern Kashmir districts. The rising tension has compelled the people of Karna, Keran, Marshal, Budnamal, Kumkadi, Marsari, Chaukibal and other places to prepare for the worst. The people in these areas have begun cleaning and repairing underground bunkers to cope with any potential eventuality due to rising tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors, India and Pakistan. Viewers, almost 30 kilometers from Rajouri district is the village Pokharni, which is the last village of the Indo-Pak border. The villagers there have seen mortar shelling in the past. In fact, my colleague spoke with the villagers of Pokharni. Here's that report. Take a look.
After Pahalgam attack, there has not been a single day when the people residing at the border of the Indo-Pakistan have slept peacefully. Every day there has been a constant fear of some crossfiring, of some shelling, of the clashes which could anytime escalate. And that is the reason why from all the way from the Rajouri city we have come here to the last village. We are not going to reveal to the viewers, to our viewers, that exactly at what point our army is deployed, at what point exactly the fencing has been done. but I will ask my camera person Gaurav to show you exactly how this last village of Indo-Pakistan border looks like, because this is the same place which has seen several ceasefire violations from the other side. Also, they have also faced mortar shelling in the past as well, and therefore after Pahalgam attack they have been in constant fear, and they fear that any time, any point of the night something big can happen. Also, my camera person Gaurav, the mountains which right now is on our frame is the Pakistan mountains, and we can analyze from standing from this village only that the Pakistan border is not much far, and that is why this is the Pokhani block, which is the last village of India, and that is the reason why right now the farming, the harvesting, every agriculture work has completely been stopped and halted by the farmers who are residing here. We have with us Mohammad Rashid, who is the native of this village and also who has seen in past several such mortar shelling from the other side as well. Rashid ji, इससे पहले भी कई बार ऐसा हुआ होगा जब आप लोगों ने क्रॉस फायरिंग की, शेलिंग की, जो
शेलिंग होता रहा है सर, मेरे भी गोली लगा हुआ है पीछे पीठ में। अच्छा। ये भी 10-20-25 साल हो गए हैं। मेरी बहन भी वो शेलिंग से मर गया, और हमारा माल मेशी भी ख़त्म होता रहा। ये शुरू से जो फायरिंग शुरू होती है पाकिस्तान हिंदुस्तान की, तो हमारे लिए बहुत मजबूर है। और ये ये पहलगाम का जो हमला हुआ है, हमारे भाई वो मर गए, तो दुश्मन ने वार किया और हमारे पर किया, वो हमारे मार गए भाई, और वो भी बहुत अफसोस बात है। और हमारे बच्चे खौफ खाए हुए हैं, हम अंदर पानी के लिए जाना मुश्किल है।
काफ़ी सारे लोगों के गोली लगी है और माल मवेशी मरे है, इसलिए फायरिंग बहुत होता है। हम सुबह पानी, अभी भी हम उस जो उधर है ना अरसा हुआ, हम सुबह पानी लेते हैं, दिन में हम पानी का चश्मा, हमारा चश्मा वो सामने दिखाई दे रहा, आपकी गाड़ी यहाँ से नीचे आई होगी, हम उधर से सुबह पानी लेते हैं, हो सकता है शायद दिन में फायरिंग चल जाए, हम कहाँ जाएंगे। अभी छोटे छोटे बच्चे, इनको क्या करेंगे, हम ही डरे हुए हैं। वो भी हमारे भाई हैं, वो कोई दुश्मन नहीं, हमारे भाई हैं वो भी। हाँ, बेकसूर बेचारे मरे, वो सैर के लिए आए थे, अच्छा नहीं किया, ये जुल्म किया। ये
This is the reality of the last village and what people are going through, what the Kashmiris are going through, and what is their constant fear. They have full faith on the forces. They know that the forces will save them, and also they know that any point of time when the ceasefire will be violated by Pakistan, or if the cross-firing starts, then the uttermost important thing for them is that they have to stock up their ration, they have to stock up everything in their house, so that in that case they know very well they will not be able to leave their village and go outside and buy something. And this is the constant fear they are in, and they also believe that any point of time now anything could happen, looking at the seriousness and the gravity of the situation. But now showing you exactly, not much far, almost 0.5 kilometer away, after this mountain is the Pakistan's village Khurata, and this is the atmosphere, and this is the last village of the border from where I am reporting, with almost 2,500 to 3,000 villagers residing here. This is the utmost difficult situation for them right now, in the constant fear, and every night is the sleepless night for them here.
Viewers, now recent tensions along the India-Pakistan border have intensified, particularly following the Pahalgam terror strike, which has led to a significant spike in military activities in India. Now, Pakistan, which is already equipped with J-17 Thunder fighter jets, has reportedly been ramping up its defense capabilities. Allegations suggest that Turkey may have contributed to Pakistan's military build-up, with speculations around the potential supply of the Bayraktar TB2 drones. However, Turkey has denied these claims completely. Take a look.
As tensions between India and Pakistan simmer once again, a new actor appears to be inching closer to the stage. With the rhetoric of brotherhood and symbolic gestures of military cooperation, Turkey is projecting itself as a stakeholder in South Asia's volatile geopolitics. But behind the optics lies a fragile proposition. Turkey's defense industry, led by Bayraktar TB2 drones, has certainly made headlines in recent years. The TB2 was initially celebrated for its effectiveness in asymmetric theaters like Libya and the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war, where Turkish drones helped Azerbaijani forces overwhelm Armenian positions. However, that success did not translate when facing more advanced militaries. In Syria, during clashes in Idlib, Turkish drones faced Russian-made air defense systems like the Panzer S-1. Reports later confirmed that several Bayraktars were shot down, with open-source analysts estimating dozens of drone losses in a matter of days, exposing their vulnerability in contested airspace. Similarly, in Ukraine, when Turkish TB2s were used by Kyiv against Russian forces, their initial impact faded quickly. Russia's layered air defense and electronic warfare capabilities made TB2s nearly obsolete within months. By mid-2022, Ukrainian officials themselves admitted that TB2s were becoming ineffective due to Russia's improved counter-drone measures. These examples serve as a warning. Turkey's drone warfare excels in asymmetric environments but fails when faced with integrated, technologically advanced militaries like India. Unlike Armenia or militias in North Africa, India possesses a sophisticated battle-hardened military. With over a decade of counterinsurgency and high-altitude warfare experience, combined with a deep inventory of Russian, Western, and indigenous systems, the Indian military is not a force Turkey or Pakistan can intimidate, with off-the-shelf drones or symbolic defense deals. India's air defense network, including systems like Akash S-400 and indigenous radar integration, is designed to neutralize threats like the TB2. Its electronic warfare and cyber capabilities further compound the challenge for any adversary hoping to use low observable or remotely piloted platforms. For Turkey, engaging with Pakistan in South Asia is a political gesture. Ankara gains visibility in the Muslim world, appeases its domestic Islamist base, and tries to revive its Ottoman-era image of leadership in Muslim geopolitics. But should conflict escalate, Turkey has the luxury to disengage. Pakistan does not. Moreover, tying Pakistan's defense strategy to Turkish support creates a dangerous dependency. Unlike China, Turkey has no border, no forward bases, and no direct stake in Pakistan's regional survival. In a real conflict scenario, Turkey will be watching from afar. Pakistan will be fighting and absorbing the consequences. For Turkey, antagonizing India is a high-risk, low-reward venture. Pakistan must not forget that India's annual defense budget dwarfs Pakistan's by nearly a 10:1 ratio. Its defense ecosystem is increasingly self-reliant, integrated, and adapted to the subcontinent's operational environment, unlike Turkey's export-grade equipment, which has shown clear weaknesses when tested in high-threat zones. Therefore, tactical cooperation and arms deals can offer marginal benefits, but they do not change the broader strategic imbalance. Pakistan's recent public enthusiasm about a brotherly alliance with Turkey risks becoming a strategic distraction. It promotes the illusion of external backing in a conflict where realistically Pakistan will stand alone. As history shows, foreign partners may offer words and weapons, but not always protection. Turkey's own battlefield track record shows clear limits. Its drones and military exports may be headline-friendly, but their battlefield credibility collapses against peer adversaries with real-time electronic warfare, air denial, and satellite-backed targeting, all of which India possesses. What appears today as solidarity may turn tomorrow into abandonment, leaving Pakistan to absorb the fallout alone, again.
BSF troops in collaboration with the Punjab police recovered a substantial cache of arms, ammunition and grenades in Amritsar. We'll get you all the details into this bust right after this short break. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
$13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
I am a victim of terrorism.
I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism, it believes in violence, it believes in killings, it believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war. And it believes in peace. Pakistan.
Images come before my eyes. And in my own career, these images have influenced me. And I'm sure in your lives as citizens, these images have haunted you as well. I was very young when the Mumbai terror attacks happened, but I was old enough to read about it. I could sense the anger, but the problem was the anger was not channelized. The idea is simple of all these terrorists: kill one, frighten 10,000. That's the principle of terrorists. But what if 10,000 are responded to by 10 million? What if there is a group of Indians so loud, so passionate, who have so much belief in the country, that their collective voice is a roar that everyone, including political parties, have to respond to? That is the principal reason, the only reason driving me to launch the Nationalist Collective once again. And I'm calling upon all nationalist Indians to have the faith in the Republic Media Network, to have the faith in me to bring together the Nationalist Collective.
Viewers, now the Indian Navy has issued 4 green notifications for firing in a coastal area off the Gujarat coast, just 85 nautical miles from the region where Pakistan is currently conducting its naval drills in the Arabian Sea. These notifications are meant to ensure safety by alerting civilian and commercial vessels to avoid the designated zones during military activities. Here's a report on that. Take a look.
The tremors from New Delhi have reached Islamabad. Rattled and panicked, Pakistan is on the back foot. Prime Minister Modi granting the Indian Armed Forces full operational freedom to avenge the Pahalgam massacre has thrown Pakistan into a frenzy. And India has intensified its military readiness. The Indian Navy has issued 4 green notifications for firing in a coastal area off the Gujarat coast, just 85 nautical miles from the region where Pakistan is currently conducting its naval drills in the Arabian Sea. Indian Navy has been carrying out various exercises with more demonstrations scheduled over the coming days. The firing notifications are valid from April 30th to May 3rd, 2025. Pakistan has issued its 4th naval missile firing notification in the past week, but has not launched any missile on the previous 3 occasions. The Indian Navy is closely monitoring the situation and Pakistan's activities in the region. These live drills come days after the indigenous guided missile destroyer INS Surat tested a medium-range surface-to-air missile. As India prepares to cut Terror State Park deep, the growing chorus is one: revenge next.
The Indian Navy conducts mega surface and subsurface exercise in the Arabian Sea. The exercise will continue till the 2nd of May. We're getting you all the details into the exercise right after this short break. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
Sir, fans है शोर तो करेंगे ही ना?
नए वाले नहीं करते. And they listen to what I say.
The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me, I thought.
Cricket fans.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I am a victim of terrorism. I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism, it believes in violence, it believes in killings, it believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war. And it believes in impeace. Pakistan is responsible for my exodus from my home. It is responsible for killing my people. It's responsible for burning my schools, my home, raping my women folk, involving locals, to see to it that I'm out of my house. And nearly 4.5 lakh people from my community, the entire community, left their homes and they were in the refugee camps in Jammu and other places of this country. And today also they are in the refugee camps in Jakti, near Udhampur.
Summer is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. You're watching Live and Breaking at 2 p.m. I'm Suesha Samant. From getting you ground reports from border areas to also taking you through details of how the Indian Navy is holding drills at the Arabian Sea. We have you covered on all that you want to know. First, a quick check of the headline speed tracking. After Navy, Coast Guard has now heightened patrolling in the northwestern region. Indian Navy conducts mega surface and subsurface exercise in the Arabian Sea. Exercise to continue till the 2nd of May. Supreme Court refuses to hear Pahalgam attack plea, says do not demoralize our forces. As India-Pakistan tensions escalate, Republic reports from the border frontline. BSF troops in collaboration with the Punjab Police recovered a substantial cache of arms and ammunition and grenades in Amritsar. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Waves 2025 to boost India's global media and entertainment reach. we get you details of what is transpiring as far as the investigation into the Pahalgam terror attack is concerned. 10 days after the attack, we are learning of how the NIA chief has already reached the Baisaran Meadows to take a review of the situation and submit a final report today. The NIA chief is accompanied by 2 IGs, 1 DIG and the local SP, high-level teams that are conducting on-ground assessment and holding briefings with the local police and intelligence units in the local hotel at Pahalgam. Here's that report.
NIA chief is in the Kashmir Valley and here he has reached to Pahalgam. He's being accompanied by 2 IGs, 1 DIG and SSP rank officer. There are marathon meetings going on here at the Pahalgam where my VJ Mubashir is showing you the visuals. This is Pahalgam where the marathon meetings were carried by NIA chief. The high-level team conducts on-ground assessment and holds briefings with the local police and the intelligence units here in the local hotel at Pahalgam. NIA teams overseen by the senior officers intensified the search for evidence, examining eyewitnesses and interrogating overground workers and arrested terrorists from the groups like LET and HM. As far as the NIA chief's visit to Pahalgam is concerned, he also held meetings here with the Jammu and Kashmir police to strengthen joint efforts in combating terrorism and dismantling support structures that aid such activities. Meanwhile, we are picking that the NIA has already identified 14 local terrorists aged between 20 to 40 affiliated with Pakistan-backed terror outfits who were providing the logistic support to foreign terrorists involved in the Pahalgam attack. As far as the NIA chief's visit is concerned, we are saying it is going to be a day-long visit. He has also visited the attack site and again the NIA is taking the samples. They are again doing the recce of this and we are also picking that the satellite phones have also been recovered. Earlier these who carried this attack, the terrorists, have also carried a recce in Aru before Baisaran, Aru, Chandanwari and other places, but due to the highest security measures found on the ground, they changed the venue from these locations to Baisaran. In Baisaran, 26 people lost their life and 17 got injuries.
And well, even as tensions are escalating between India and Pakistan, the people living at the border who are now preparing for any situation that could arise, farmers in Arnia who have now harvested their crops 2 to 4 weeks in advance because they don't want to face the risk of any uncertainty. Here's that report.
In the Arania sector of the Jammu international border, the students are being taught. They are being taught that how to respond to any situation that arises out of the firing from across the border. Right now, we are at the Indo-Pakistan international border, and here in this class, you will see that the teachers are telling the students that how to go ahead with the case. There is a firing from across the border. We will disturb them and we'll take a minute from them. Sir, आपसे 1 मिनट लेंगे. आप लगातार बच्चों को बताते हैं, हम आपके पास आए, आप बता रहे हैं. क्या चीज़ें जो हैं आपको रेगुलर बेसिस पे बच्चों को बताई जाती हैं क्योंकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा का इलाका है?
सर, जैसे आपने पहले बोल दिया कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा का इलाका है, तो यहाँ पे अक्सर फायरिंग होती रहती है. यहाँ के लोग जो हैं पहले से ही इससे अवगत हैं कि ये फायरिंग जो है जो हमारे लिए बहुत हार्मफुल है, क्योंकि कई बार हमारे यहाँ पे कैजुअलिटी हो चुकी हैं. जो आपको नया तरीका नहीं है, नया कोई नई चीज़ नहीं है, तो जहाँ पे हम अक्सर बच्चों को ये बताते हैं कि बेटा इनकेस फायरिंग होती है तो आपने अपने आप को सबसे पहले बचाना है. बचाने का एक ही नज़रिया, अगर आप अपने क्लासरूम में हो तो क्लासरूम में अगर आप फायरिंग हो रही है तो आप कंफर्म करना कि विंडो आपकी बंद है, ऑलरेडी बंद है, इट्स ओके. अदरवाइज लेट जाओ, जैसे थोड़ा सा समय मिले विंडो बंद कीजिए और थोड़ा सा मौका मिले तो हमारे पास सर बंकर है तो उस बंकर में चले जाते हैं.
बंकर में चले जाएं. कुछ बच्चों से बात करते हैं. बेटा, आपसे मैं पहले भी पूछा था, आप बताइए क्या क्या आप लोगों को बताया गया?
सर, यही बताया गया है कि जैसे मतलब कि फायरिंग होती है हमें नीचे लेट जाना चाहिए, अगर मौका मिले तो बंकर में चले जाना चाहिए.
बंकर में जाना चाहिए. आपके स्कूल में भी बंकर है?
यस सर.
जब फायर होगा तो उस तरफ जाना है, आपको बताया. With the tense situation prevailing along the borders of the country, with Pakistan resorting to ceasefire violation and cross-border firing on every single day from the last 1 week, the farmers are the real sufferers. The farmers have now decided that they will expedite the process, and in last 1 week they have harvested their crops. Right now we are in the Aranya sector of the international border in Jammu, where you will see that these farmers, they have got their crop packed, and now it will be sent to the respective mandis and the areas so that they can send it before any eventuality. Now the crops are being loaded to the vehicle that will be sent to the government facility. This has been expedited by at least 3 to 4 weeks by the locals, as the situation that prevails here on the international border is concerning for the locals, because they do not know what lies next for them. These bags are being loaded and they will be sent to their next destination. The locals, they want to ensure that this process is completed at an earliest, because hundreds and thousands of such bags are lying at the houses of the...
And we cut across to more breaking news coming in. Immigration sources say that Pakistan has refused to accept its own citizens. These are citizens who were deported by India. We're now learning that Pakistan has refused to accept their own people at the Atari border. Indian Immigration Services confirming that Pakistan has closed all counters and they're refusing to take back their own people at the Atari border since 800 hours today. Pakistan refusing to take back its own people who had been illegally staying in India. And after India has taken that stringent action of deporting all these illegal Pakistanis back to their own country, their own country has shut doors to them. They're refusing to accept their own citizens who had been illegally staying in India. Pakistan has shut all the counters. And we'll try and get further details from Gursimran. I believe he's already with us. Gursimran, not surprising at all, given the nature of Pakistan itself, that has never been true to its own people. But with regards to what happened at these counters and what the next possible plan could be, given the fact that these are illegal immigrants, they can't come back to India, they have to go back to Pakistan, but Pakistan refuses to accept them.
See, Suesha, it is but obvious for the Pakistan side, because they have always been in denial and refusal, be it their citizens, be it their involvement in a terror attack, or be it the terrorists that they sent across to India. But this time it's really shocking that the Pakistan has refused to take back their own citizens. India has made it amply clear that those not having the valid visa, they have to return back. And today, though the extension has been given, but those returning back, they are also denied by the Pakistani side, which shows that the real face of the Pakistan, they actually don't own the people. Their own people, they have been completely now deserted by the Pakistani side, because India has made it amply clear that the diplomatic decisions that the India has taken, especially post-Pahalgam terror attack, they are to be implemented, and they are being implemented with true spirit on ground. But now with the Pakistan denying their own citizens entry to the Pakistan, now the India is looking for the other options, that includes that how they will be sent back, because Pakistan will be shown the documents of their nationality, that they are the Pakistani nationals. These documents will be shown to them. Post that, India will ensure that these citizens be pushed back or repatriated to Pakistan, because they have been living in India, they were on the visa, but now will be sent back.
But fact is, Gursimran, that these are people who are Pakistani passport holders. Even from a point of view of a country refusing to take back their own people, how long can they pull this?
They cannot do it for a longer period of time. Reason being that these people, those who are having a valid Pakistani nationality identity card, they have to be taken back by the parent country. See, it is not a privilege to have the visa of other country, but it is actually the domain of the next country. That is, if India has granted, in this case, India has granted them visa, it's not their privilege to have it. It is the India's decision that if they will grant the visa, and at any given time, because when visas are granted, it is clearly written that the country that grants the visa holds the power to cancel it at any given point of time. So that is exactly the case now. But the Pakistan refusing their own citizen is a next level of embarrassment for them, because we have seen Pakistan not accepting their terrorists, not accepting their role in terror attack, but now not accepting their citizens, those who have gone to the other country on a valid visa. That is a new low for the Pakistan and the Pakistani administrators.
When this is a Pakistan that is completely spooked with knowing what they could be in for or what they could face from India. Some of them who in that nervousness are making very loud statements which are absolutely hollow on the inside, but their real action that speaks for itself when they reject their own people.
Yes, Suesha, that's very true, because we have been witnessing that for last 7 days what has been happening on ground. It was the first day, it was the Pakistan that claimed that they had the nuclear bomb with them, but it is on the 5th day then we saw the Pakistan again with a begging ball to the IMF saying that we need $1 million as a aid. So it's a begging ball Pakistan that is running post to pillar to get their financial crunches made, and on the other side is giving dares to the Indian side stating that they have the nuclear power. But the reality remains that the Pakistan is somewhere is in a deep threat from the Indian side, because they feel that India will hit back anytime. That was the sole reason we saw Pakistani minister coming out at the dead of the night to hold a press conference that we have a credible intelligence input that there will be an attack, imminent attack by the Indian side in next 24 to 36 hours. These kind of imminent inputs were missing when the Jafar Express was attacked in Pakistan, because when they know that such incidents can happen from the Indian side, they were unaware what happened inside their hinterland. And also we have seen that the Pakistan, they have tried to every possible way to ensure that the India's retaliation does not cost them, because their air force that was also kept on standby. That was given the name of the exercise that they carried out, that was Fizai Badr and other is Lalkare Mumin that they launched and is going on. Reason being, Pakistan wants to keep its fleet of the air force airborne, so that if there is a attack or retaliation by the Indian side, they can save themselves from the same. And yesterday we saw Pakistani military also announce the exercise to take place, which clearly means that the Pakistan is now trying every possible attempt that they can make to keep Indian side away from its territory.
Right, Gursimran, do stay on. Shravan is also joining us from the newsroom. Also, we have Major General KK Sinha and Major General GD Bakshi who will join us shortly. But fact remains that there is a procedure, there is protocol, which of course are words that Pakistan does not understand exist in its dictionary. Fact is that these are illegal immigrants who were staying in India and they are valid passport holders of Pakistan. Even if Pakistan wants to take action against them, they could punish them. But to not accept them in their own country, what does one make of it?
See, Pakistan cannot deny it. That's a fact. Reason being that they are the Pakistani nationals and the Pakistani passport holders that have come India on a valid visa. Though the India has made it their policy amply clear a day after the attack that took place in the Pahalgam and claimed the life of 26 innocent, that India will be cancelling all the short-term visas. Only the long-term visas will be valid, and those who have applied for the Indian citizenship. Now those others, those who have come, including those who have been here on the medical visa, they have to return back. But now today morning, what Pakistan did at the international border in Atari Wagah.
I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here, but let's also get a further understanding of the situation from Major General KK Sinha, who's with us on the broadcast. I mean, not surprising at all that Pakistan is not accepting its own citizens. They've never been true to their own people. But in terms of protocol, in terms of procedure, how long can they pull off this act? They shut all the counters, and there are people waiting at those counters with valid passport holders of Pakistan to enter, but they're not being allowed inside.
Good afternoon and Jai Hind. See, this is another law that Pakistan has been doing it now is with the absolutely authorized visa on which they have come to, India. Of course, the number is very huge. The way they are coming out, even the Indians are surprised. We are surprised. In Gujarat, the number of these Pakistanis there, what they were doing at, whether they are the simple Pakistani who has come here for some reason or others, but number is huge. And today is the last day. They have supposed to be there. Government has extended the time frame. But the surprising is that, it is not happening today also. It happened day for yesterday also, that they are supposed to open that, that Tari crossing at 7 o'clock. They opened it 11. Now today it is closed. So they are not accepting their own citizen. I don't know, this may be the heinous crime, the most heinous crime towards their own citizen. And we have to take a note of it. It has come, because the government has taken a very tough decision on that. And the Indians are surprised the way these Pakistanis have come over here. And, we just can't make out whether they have come as a laborer, they have come for a genuine reason, they have come for the medical treatment, but medical treatment is generally around Delhi. But they are sitting in Gujarat, they are in Punjab, in a huge, Jammu and Kashmir. Huge number is coming out from there. I think, because visa has been given, they must be having the detail. But the authority, in the state authorities, they are surprised. They have reached Jharkhand, all the way to Jharkhand. I do not know whether they are the relatives over there, what they are doing it. The reasons are not known. I think it is a great decision by the government to send them back, because they are the ears, eyes of the Pakistani terrorists who are coming here.
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, Major General G.D. Bakshi, this is an exercise that was long due. It should have happened. They were illegally living in India on fake documents. But speaking so much of the nature of Pakistan, that is not accepting its own people back.
Don't forget, they refused to accept the dead bodies of their martyrs back. Aslam Sher and the others, General KK will tell you, in Kargil, they refused to take their bodies back. We had to give them a decent burial, a proper burial with the Maulvi, etc. They refused to take their bodies back. They disowned them. So I am not surprised if they disown their citizens. The simple fact is that Pakistan standard tactic has been that when some Indian, goes to Pakistan, they try and honey trap him and send him back with, we have seen so many cases, contact established over the social media, and then, a love affair kind of a thing, honey trapping openly, so that those people can then, carry out spying for the ISI, carry out information gathering or other such nefarious tasks. So we should have thrown them out, been quite heartless about it. All this is good for the Bollywood movies, stories, but they are not very safe in practice, because such liaisons across borders can lead to trouble, for the host country. So I think we have to be very careful in future and throw these people out. And especially the Bangladeshis and the Rohingyas who have been allowed to settle here, who are also settling in Nepal on our borders to, give us trouble at the right time of their choice. So I think we have to be ruthless now in throwing these people out. We cannot afford to go soft on this exercise, because it is detrimental to national security. Highly detrimental to national security.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, this very exercise that has drawn attention to the larger problem of the amount of illegal immigrants who are settled in India and how they should be sent back. But Major General KK Sinha, I want to talk about Pakistan right now, because we are learning from our sources that since 8 a.m. in the morning, they're standing at the Atari border. It's been 6 hours. Those people are waiting. Pakistan is not opening its counters. Can they even do this? How long can they do this? And what is the sort of action or, you expect that Pakistan will do even if they open those counters?
See, it is the overall design of the Pakistan deep state and also the Pakistan authority who are there. The Pakistan army is dictating terms that don't do it. This is as per the design. If the Indian government has taken a decision that these people will go back, whether they are on a visa or any, if they have come without visa, as you say, illegal migrants, then a huge number. And only thing what we have to bring it out, like your channel is doing it, They are showing it to the people. General Bakshi, has been, pointing this figure, towards our own, somehow I'd say the weaknesses. It has happened not only now. It is happening from 2016. Burhan Bani, when was killed before Uri and Pathankot, number were the same. They have never been thrown out, and it was by the sinister design. The design we have to, understand from Indian side also. They are finding the place. Jan Bakshi was talking about Rohingya and Bangladesh. The Rohingya and Bangladeshis were sitting next to the Jammu, camps where in Pathankot, air base next to that. They were all around. I commanded, a sub area in northeast in Guwahati. If you go to that sub area, all around is a hill. All Bangladeshis are sitting over there. The authorities knows, and I think this is the first time where the government have realized, because we are, pushing it, and they have understood now. The overground workers who are supposed to be Indians, now actions are, and this is the actual action which is happening. Jammu and Kashmir, we know there is a list which was prepared in 2016 where 12,000 overground workers is there, but we are able to do it now, hardly 100 of them. We have to, go absolutely with the iron fist to solve this problem. Main problem, 80% problem lies within the country, this side of the border, this side of the, LoC. It lies to us. 20%, we'll sort them out, loud and clear. But if you don't do it, even India goes for full hog and attacks Pakistan. If we don't sort out own house, you will find this will again cripple the way it has been done for the last 40 years.
Major General G.D. Bakshi, the enemy has always been unethical. India is fully aware of that. But the niceness that India has shown, now a Pakistan that is completely spooked, Major General K.K. Sinha, I want to come back to you with this point, sir, because their level of nervousness that is getting displayed in literally every action that they're coming up with. They know that it could be drastic, and they're scared.
Yes, one thing is the Pakistan as a state, and also in India, we have got, I do not say, that it is a left wing, but the people are in large number. Aman ki asa, under table diplomacy, this will go on, and there will be a savior to this. Now the whole India, if they are saying, the majority of Indians feel that they are the biggest threat. If the threat, you want to get it inside your own country with a legal visas. You see, it's okay that a humanitarian ground, these people have come for the treatment. And India is giving treatment, that also is a very subsidized rate. If these people, they have come, they should be actually grateful to the country. But what they give you back, they give you back the terrorism. These people travel all the way, and they can find, this is the Pakistan stated claim that their hand can reach anywhere, including our parliament, and they have demonstrated that. When the parliament attack took place, it was, Burhan Bani, Abdul Bani, Abdul Guru, all these factors had the local support. But we wake up now. We have woken up. We are taking these actions. They are not taking. We have to push them back. But of course, on a humanitarian ground, we are not doing it back. But the way the Trump has taken this, if you see then America,
right,
both they had this, but they are deporting them, illegal migrants, like a prisoner. They handcuffed and chained, then they are sent. India should not do it. These people must have come by the design. They may be innocent, but we have to be forceful, and we have to be absolutely tell them Pakistan to take it back.
Very true. And, for some reason, I want to draw your attention to posts that went viral, which have now turned into memes, but put out the emotion of a common man in Pakistan, where they say that whatever action India may take, but they're so unhappy in their own country with the way their government is treating them, from corruption to the lack of food, to the lack of an economy that is crumbling. Their own people are not happy. Those who managed to flee from there are being sent back. Pakistan is not taking them back. They don't even take back the dead bodies of their own soldiers. Who are they true to?
You are absolutely correct. I have seen this thing myself. We were on the Kargil War and Kargil Bar. We were sitting on the features from where these people were going, and that dead bodies were lying. In the first, 5 dead bodies of NLI, that is Northern Light Infantry, we recovered in our battalion. When we brought it back, we told them to take it back. They have not taken. They refused. They are not our soldier. If they can do that, their own soldier who has come on their behalf to do something in Indian territory, they refused. We have given the decent burial to them. We have given Supurdu Khak. That is what extension of it carrying on. 99 and today we are 2025. Nothing has changed. Whether their own security forces, jihadis, own people who have come on the legal visas, whatever the reason is.
Right.
But this is what you are exposing it, and I think we have to expose because your channel, whole world sees.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is what the effect is going, making a dent to the Pakistanis.
I want to thank you, sir, for speaking to Republic this afternoon. But for our viewers, we're going to continue to get you details on the same story on the other side. Since 8 a.m. this morning, those who have been deported back are standing at the counters at Atari border, but Pakistan refusing to take back their own citizens.
$13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
हर भारतीय का खून आतंकी हमले की तस्वीरों को देखकर खौल रहा है।
इंडिया विल आइडेंटिफाई, ट्रैक एंड पनिश every terrorist. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
Pakistanis have refused to accept their own at the Atari border, closing all the counters. After Navy, Coast Guard has now increased patrolling in the northwestern region. Indian Navy conducts mega surface and subsurface exercise in the Arabian Sea. Exercise to continue till the 2nd of May. Supreme Court refuses to hear Pahalgam attack plea, says don't demoralize our forces. As India-Pakistan tensions escalate, Republic reports from the border frontline. BSF troops in collaboration with Punjab Police recovered a substantial cache of arms, ammunition and grenades in Amritsar. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Waves 2025 to boost India's global media and entertainment reach. And while as tensions escalate between India and Pakistan, Republic is on the ground bringing you latest reports from areas that are very close to the border. In fact, this latest report from Tangdahar in Kupwara, from where POK is clearly visible. Take a look.
पहलगाम में हुई आतंकी घटना के बाद पूरे देश की नजरें इस बात पर लगी हुई कि किस तरीके से पहलगाम की घटना के बाद बदला लिया जाएगा, माकूल जवाब दिया जाएगा। जहां पे एक तरफ दिल्ली में बैठकों का दौर जारी है, तो वहीं दूसरी ओर मेरी मौजूदगी कुपवाड़ा के उस इलाके में है, उस वैली में है जहां से आपको पीओके साफ साफ दिखाई देगा। इस वक्त मेरी मौजूदगी टंगडार के इलाके में है और यहाँ से कुछ दूर पे टंगडार की वैलीज भी देख पा रहे होंगे आप, लेकिन सामने आपको पीओके दिखाई देगा। बीते कुछ दिनों से जो यहाँ पे चहलकदमी है वो ज्यादा तेज हो गई है। हालांकि इसके आसपास के जो जिले हैं, जो इलाके लगते हैं, जो खेत लगते हैं, वहां पे से जो किसान हैं उनको हटा दिया गया है। लेकिन पीओके को देख रहे होंगे आप, जहां पर दुनिया भर की नजरें लगी हुई हैं। दिल्ली में लगातार बैठकों का दौर चल रहा है। वाटर इंडस्ट्री जो है उसको खत्म करने के साथ कई बड़े फैसले मोदी सरकार की ओर से किए गए हैं, जहां पे अटारी बॉर्डर को बंद किया गया। इसके बाद जो वीजा थे पाकिस्तानी नागरिकों के वो यहाँ पे रद्द किए गए। इसके बाद भी अभी भी बड़े बड़े फैसले किए जा रहे हैं, लेकिन नजरें पीओके को लेकर लगी हुई हैं, क्योंकि बीते दिनों बैठक में पीएम मोदी की ओर से साफ साफ ये छूट दी गई कि जिस तरीके से सेना जो है अपनी ओर से कार्रवाई करे, उन्हें पूरी छूट दी जाती है। अब ऐसे में पीओके को लेकर के क्या स्ट्रैटेजी होगी, क्या रणनीति होगी, ये अपने आप में दिखाता है और सवाल उठते हैं कि आखिर किस तरीके से पीओके को लेकर के सेना की ओर से कार्रवाई की जाएगी। हालांकि यहाँ पर अगर बात की जाए तो तनाव का माहौल है। कुपवाड़ा समेत, बारामूला समेत कई ज़िले ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे एलओसी लगती है और वहाँ पर जो है सुरक्षा ज़्यादा सख्त कर दी गई है। आमतौर पर जिन लोगों के घर है एलओसी के आसपास, उन्हें परमिशन बहुत मुश्किल से दी जा रही है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर जो है मामला बहुत संवेदनशील है। ऐसे में कब बड़ा बदला लिया जाएगा, किस तरीके से लिया जाएगा, इसको लेकर नजरें पूरे देश की लगी हुई है पीओके पर।
And well, in a significant revelation, security sources have confirmed that the amusement park in Pahalgam, located just 700 meters from the local police station, was one of the initial reconnaissance targets for the terrorists behind the recent attack. In fact, the recce conducted on 15th April was led by Lashkar-e-Taiba commander, but the location was ultimately dropped due to a lack of viable escape routes. In addition to the amusement park, reconnaissance was also carried out in Aru Valley and Betab Valley.
पहलगाम में हुए आतंकी हमले की जांच एनआईए कर रही है। एनआईए लगातार उन ओवरग्राउंड वर्कर से पूछताछ कर रही है जिनसे आतंकियों ने मदद ली, और उन ओवरग्राउंड वर्कर से पूछताछ में कई चौंकाने वाले खुलासे हुए। खुलासा ये भी हुआ कि बहसन घाटी में आतंकी हमला करने से पहले आतंकियों ने पहलगाम की 3 और लोकेशन की रैकी की थी, जिसमें से एक पहलगाम का अम्यूजमेंट पार्क भी है। तस्वीर आप पहलगाम के अम्यूजमेंट पार्क की देख रहे हैं, देखेंगे बेहद ओपन एरिया में ये अम्यूजमेंट पार्क बना हुआ है। ओवरग्राउंड वर्कर से पूछताछ के दौरान एनआईए ऑफिसर्स को यह जानकारी मिली कि 15 अप्रैल को आतंकी जो हैं वो पहलगाम में दाखिल हो जाते हैं, जिसके बाद ये जो अम्यूजमेंट पार्क आप देख रहे हैं, इस अम्यूजमेंट पार्क की रैकी की गई। बाकायदा ये चेक किया गया कि किस समय बच्चे हो या भीड़ इस अम्यूजमेंट पार्क में सबसे ज्यादा होती है, लेकिन इस प्लान को ड्रॉप कर दिया गया। ड्रॉप करने के पीछे सबसे बड़ी वजह ये थी कि ये बेहद ओपन एरिया में बना हुआ अम्यूजमेंट पार्क है। आतंकियों को यहां से बाहर निकलने में, यानी कि आतंकी वारदात को अंजाम देने के बाद यहां से भागने में काफी परेशानी होती, क्योंकि आप सामने देख रहे हैं इस अम्यूजमेंट पार्क के ठीक बाहर ओपन रोड है, मेन रोड है जो कि नेशनल हाईवे को कनेक्ट करती है। और सबसे बड़ी बात, ये अम्यूजमेंट पार्क पहलगाम पुलिस स्टेशन से महज 500 से 700 मीटर की दूरी पर है। अगर इस जगह पर आतंकी वारदात को अंजाम दिया जाता तो पुलिस की मूवमेंट सबसे तेज होती, आतंकियों को घेरा जा सकता था, उन्हें पकड़ा जा सकता था। यही कारण था कि इस अम्यूजमेंट पार्क की रैकी करने के बाद इस प्लान को ड्रॉप किया गया आतंकियों के जरिए। ये तमाम जानकारी ओवरग्राउंड वर्कर्स के जरिए एनआईए को इन्वेस्टिगेशन के दौरान मिली है। सिर्फ इस अम्यूजमेंट पार्क की रैकी नहीं की गई, बल्कि आरू घाटी जो कि पहलगाम में है वहां की रैकी की गई, और इसके अलावा बेहताब घाटी जो कि पहलगाम में है। ये 3 ऐसी लोकेशन थी जहां पर आतंकियों ने रैकी की, लेकिन इन तीनों जगहों पर आतंकी वारदात को अंजाम नहीं दे पाए क्योंकि भागने का रास्ता नहीं था, ओपन एरिया में है, पुलिस स्टेशन या सीआरपीएफ की चौकी बेहद नजदीक थी, एस्केप रूट नहीं था, और ये तीनों लोकेशंस मेन सड़क से बेहद नजदीक है।
And well, in the tension that is gripping India and Pakistan, news that has come in of how 5,000 Pakistani soldiers who've deserted their own army amid the expectation of what could happen between Pakistan and India. Now, this is a worrying sign, certainly for Pakistan, and they are trying to contain the situation. Major General G.D. Bakshi, who's decoded this panic that is only growing within the Pakistani army and India's kinetic action that is scaring Pakistan. Take a look.
Limited war with Pakistan. Pakistan is in complete panic. 5,000 Pakistani officers and soldiers have put in their resignations. They just don't want to fight. The corps commanders are terribly upset with General Asim Munir that he did not take them into confidence. The Pakistan Army and Air Chiefs are alarmed. General Asim Munir, or more appropriately, Mullah Asim Munir, has realized with a shock that he has bitten off much more than he can chew. General Asim Munir is due to retire in October this year. We are already into the month of May, and he has started his campaign to ensure that he gets a 5 years extension. And how does he do that? By provoking a war with India. He could not give a damn. He could not give a tuppence for the thousands of lives that will be lost on both sides. Asim Munir wants his extensions. He loves the fishes and loaves of office. And, you know, any Pakistani general who becomes the army chief begins to think that he is God's gift to mankind. And each and every one of them try very hard for an extension because the pleasures of the army chief's bungalow are too tempting to, let go. Whether it was General Ziaul Haq, whether it was General Pervez Musharraf, who ruled for a decade each and denied a number of their junior corps commanders their promotions, their elevations. It is a familiar story in Pakistan. A very familiar story in Pakistan. General Asim Munir started his, ensuring of the extension campaign by speech on the clash of the Hindu and Muslim civilizations. He waxed eloquent on how the Hindus and the Muslims are two separate people. They just can't live together. The twain shall never meet. And he tom-tommed the creation of Riyasat-e-Madina 2.0 in Pakistan. Here was Mullah Munir setting the agenda for eternal, endless jihad to take back the world into the 7th century AD, into a time warp in the 7th century AD. With endless jihad, endless beheadings, endless violence, endless blood flowing, and he created for good measure a coup in Bangladesh so that eastern flank could be reintegrated into the jihad circuit. He gave his Samuel Huntington style speech, and within a week his terrorist minions staged a communal massacre of Hindu tourists in Pahalgam. They asked people their religion and shot husbands in the presence of their wives, shot fathers in the presence of their children. The initial plan, we learn, plan A, was to kill 150 Hindus. But somewhere down the line, somebody's heart quailed and they decided to reduce the target down to 35. In actual practice, these terrorist hoodlums, murderers, killed 26 Indians in cold blood and wounded another 17.
And while 10 days after the brutal Pahalgam massacre, Republic has reached the Baisaran meadows to assess what the current situation is like on the ground. Top investigation officials were conducting a final review of the site as the report is all set to be submitted.
NIA ऑफिसर्स का मानना है कि आरू वैली, बेताब वैली और वैशरण वैली ये तीनों स्पॉट है जिसमें रेकी किया गया था और वैशरण वैली वो स्पॉट है जहां पर सिक्योरिटी कम था और ये जगह बहुत ही जो है यहाँ का टेरेन बहुत टफ है, इसीलिए इस जगह को चूज किया था, इस जगह को चुन लिया था पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट ने। अभी जब मैं खड़े हूँ जहां पर वो वैशरण वैली जाने का रास्ता है, वैशरण जाने के से आखिरी रास्ता जहां तक गाड़ी जाता है, ये जो आरू वैली है, ये जो बेताब वैली है, इसमें पूरा वैली तक ही रास्ता जाता है, मगर सिर्फ और सिर्फ वैशरण वैली ऐसा वैली है जहां पर गाड़ी नहीं जाता, गाड़ी अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है। आपको दिखा दूं कि ये जगह कैसा, आपके पीछे देख सकते हैं, ये भी वैली का पार्ट ही है। हम लोग वैशरण वैली के तरफ पहुंच चुके हैं और आपको ये भी दिखा दूं कि लास्ट पॉइंट यहाँ का क्या है। अभी देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग रास्ते में आ गए हैं, रास्ते में आके देखा सकते हो कि अभी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस है, सीआरपीएफ जवान यहाँ पर डिप्लॉयड किया गया है और आर्म्ड फोर्सेस यहाँ पर डिप्लॉयड किया गया है। बहुत सारे वक्त ऐसा है कि यहाँ से वज्रा वैन जो आर्मी व्हीकल्स है वो गुजर रहे हैं। यहाँ तक लास्ट पॉइंट है वैशरण में, ठीक यहाँ से जाने के 15 से 20 मिनट लगता है गाड़ी में। गाड़ी जाने के बाद गाड़ी रुक जाता है, गाड़ी पूरा नहीं जाता। उसके बाद आपको 4 से 5 किलोमीटर या तो ट्रैक करके या तो घोड़सवारी लेके जाना पड़ेगा वैशरण वैली। और ये जो पाकिस्तान टेररिस्ट आए थे वो लोग ये बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं कि ये रास्ता ऐसा है जहां से सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस को आने में वक्त लग जाएगा। अगर ट्रैक करके कोई जाता है तो 1 घंटा, कोई घोड़े से जाता है तो 40 मिनट लग जाता है। इसीलिए ये टाइम बहुत अच्छा था जिसमें ये मैसाकर करने के बाद बहुत अच्छे से वो लोग वहां से छुप के निकल सकते थे और छोड़ सकते थे वैशरण वैली। ये वो रास्ता है जहां तक हम लोगों को लास्ट पॉइंट है। इसके बाद कोई भी टूरिस्ट, कोई भी सिविलियंस को अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हैं। आज NIA चीफ गया है और ये आप रास्ता देख सकते हैं, अभी भी आर्मी पर्सनल्स डिप्लॉय है, पुलिस के, कश्मीर पुलिस के तरफ से डिप्लॉयमेंट है। पूरा जो रास्ता, बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है जो आर्मी व्हीकल्स भी यहाँ से गुजर रहा है। पूरा जो इलाका है वो सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर पूरा टाइटन हुआ है। वैशरण वैली जो कि यहाँ से लगभग 8 से 9 किलोमीटर तक है, वो वैली में भी NIA ऑफिसर्स पहुंच चुके हैं। आज पूरा देखेंगे, वो NIA चीफ खुद देखेंगे ग्राउंड लेवल का पोजीशन क्या था, कहां से भाग सकते थे, कहां से फायरिंग हुआ था, रेकी क्या कहां किया गया था, ये सब एकदम ग्राउंड से NIA चीफ देखेंगे। मगर ये क्वेश्चन अभी भी उठता है कि ये पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट को पता कैसे चला कि कहां से इस रूट में आना चाहिए, कहां से भाग जाना, कहां से छुप के भाग जाना बहुत इजी रहेगा। इससे बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन अभी रेज होता है। कैमरा पर्सन वसीम अहमद के साथ पिंकी अधिकारी, रिपब्लिक के लिए कश्मीर।
And while many bunkers have been built near the Longewala border adjacent to India, some bunkers are old and have been maintained. Some have been made of cement now. It is also being said that in the next 24 hours, army soldiers will start being deployed in those bunkers. This report that has been filed by my colleague Webber.
ये सरहदी इलाका और यहां से पाकिस्तान की सीमा बस महज तकरीबन 4 से 5 किलोमीटर ही है। तो ये लोहे का बंकर यहां पर दोबारा से फिर से मेंटेन किया गया है ताकि अगर हमारी इस सीमा में दुश्मन देश पाकिस्तान घुसने की हिमाकत करता है तो इस बंकर के जरिए हमारे सेना के जवान पाकिस्तानी आर्मी को माकूल जवाब दे सके। इस रेत में चलना बहुत मुश्किल है क्योंकि रेत बहुत गर्म है और टेम्परेचर भी यहां पर तकरीबन 55 डिग्री सेल्सियस के आसपास है, लेकिन इस तापमान में भी लगातार हमारी सेना के जवान इस पूरे इलाके में गश्त कर रहे हैं और इन बंकरों पर लगातार जो है वो निगरानी रखी जा रही है। बीएसएफ के आईजी भी आज इस जैसलमेर के सरहदी इलाके में पहुंचे थे और उस इलाके में पहुंचकर उन्होंने आज सीमा पर पूरी तरह से लगातार जो है वो पेट्रोलिंग और मॉनिटरिंग की, साथ ही वहां पर मौजूद सेना के जवानों से भी उन्होंने मुलाकात की। बीएसएफ के आईजी जब बीकानेर पहुंचते हैं वहां पर डीजी के साथ बैठक होती है और आगे सीमा सुरक्षा को लेकर रणनीति क्या होगी इसको लेकर विस्तृत चर्चा की गई। एक और बंकर हम आपको दिखाएं, दरअसल वो लोहे का बंकर था और ये सीमेंटेड बंकर जो है वो तैयार किया गया है। सीमेंट कंक्रीट की ये मोटी चादर है इस बंकर में जिसके इस्तेमाल से इस बंकर को तैयार किया गया है। और अगर इस बंकर के रास्ते की बात करें तो एक ये प्रवेश द्वार है इस बंकर के अंदर सेना के जाने का। इस प्रवेश के द्वार के जरिए सेना के लोग जो हैं, हमारे जवान जो हैं, वो इस बंकर में प्रवेश करेंगे और ये इस बंकर की पोजीशन वाली जगह है। यहां से सेना के जवान जो हैं वो इस बंकर के अंदर पहुंचकर पोजीशन ले सकते हैं। 2 खिड़कियां हैं इस बंकर में, पहली ये, दूसरी ये, और इसमें आप देख सकते हैं शटर भी लगा हुआ है, यानी कि अगर यहां पर लगातार सेना के इस बंकर पर गोलीबारी होती है तो खिड़की का ये शटर जो है वो बंद कर सकते हैं। कुल मिलाकर इस मोटे बंकर को बनाए जाने का मकसद यही है कि इस बंकर के जरिए हमारे सुरक्षा बल जो हैं वो इस मोर्चे पर डटे रह सके और तकरीबन 9 से 10 इंच मोटाई की इस बंकर की दीवार है जिस पर गोलियां पूरी तरह से बेअसर हैं। कुल मिलाकर हमारे देश की सेना की अब कोशिश यही है कि अगर पाकिस्तान की तरफ से इस जैसलमेर बॉर्डर पर किसी भी तरह की हिमाकत की जाती है तो उस हिमाकत का माकूल जवाब दिया जा सके।
Republic has accessed the exclusive copy of FIR of the Pahalgam terror attack. More on the story. Keep watching Republic TV.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
I am a victim of terrorism. I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism, it believes in violence, it believes in killings, it believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war. And it believes in impeace. Pakistan is responsible for my exodus from my home. It is responsible for killing my people. It's responsible for burning my schools, my home, raping my women folk, involving locals to see to it that I'm out of my house. And nearly 4.5 lakh people from my community, the entire community, left their homes and they were in the refugee camp.
Thank you for staying with Republic. We now cut across to breaking news. Coming in, Republic has been able to access details of the FIR that has been filed in the Pahalgam terror attack case. In fact, we've learned that the FIR mentions, and I quote, based on the instruction from masters sitting across the LoC and under a well-thought conspiracy. Cutting across to my colleague Zeenat, who will take us through the objective parts of this FIR and the role of Pakistan that has been mentioned. Zeenat.
See, Suisha, this is an FIR number 25 of 2025 that has been registered in the police station Pahalgam, under the jurisdiction where this attack had taken place. I'll ask my VJ Mubashir to show you the copy of the FIR. This is the copy of FIR that the Republic has accessed exclusively. This is the FIR copy where it has been clearly mentioned that getting the instructions from the master sting across the line of control and under well thought conspiracy. The FIR was filed based on the findings of the ongoing investigation. The FIR registered number under UAPA section 16, 18 and 20, Indian Arms Act section of 7/27, BNS section of 61, 103 and 109. In this entire incident, some 26 people lost their life and around 17 people got injured. See, we are reporting from the Pahalgam, and this is one of the very important spots because we are seeing since morning that the NIA, NIA's chief, DG NIA, is sitting here in Pahalgam to take the first-hand accounts from of the investigation that has been carried so far.
The details on that FIR.
Mahi sir, how much do you love your fans?
Honestly, I love my new fans. पुराने वाले बेकार में शोर करते
Sir, fans हैं, शोर तो करेंगे ही ना?
नए वाले नहीं करते. And they listen to what I say. The new generation Orient BLDC fans. Super silent performance with voice control.
Silly me, I thought.
Cricket fans.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.
हर भारतीय का खून आतंकी हमले की तस्वीरों को देखकर खौल रहा है.
India will identify, track and punish every terrorist. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मीरज.
I am a victim of terrorism. I suffered the worst possible genocide and ethnic cleansing. Terrorism unleashed by my neighbor country called Pakistan. Pakistan is a terror nation, it's a terrorist nation. It believes in terrorism. It believes in violence. It believes in killings. It believes in rapes. It believes in bloodshed. It believes in bomb blasts. It believes in war. And it believes in impeace. Pakistan is responsible for my exodus from my home. It is responsible for killing my people. It's responsible for burning my schools, my home, raping my women folk, involving locals to see to it that I'm out of my house. And nearly 4.5 lakh people from my community, the entire community, left their homes and they were in the refugee camps in Jammu and other places of this country. And today also they are in the refugee camps in Jakti, near Udhampur. It's a country which should be declared as terrorist nation by India, if not United Nations, because I have no hopes on the powers apart from my country. Pakistan has been constantly troubling us. Blasts, attacks, massacres. It has constantly seen to it that our country, which is going on the rise, again comes down. It creates panic in our country. It creates fear in our country. It creates divide in our country. So what are we waiting for? Let me remind you, I think we have a very short memory. I don't know till how long we will remember Pahalgam. They did this to us in 1990. 1995, 6 foreign tourists were kidnapped and one was beheaded by them.